welcome again to this edition of FiTV. I'm your host, Brad Swanson. Normally, we're coming to you 2 blocks from Florida's capital, but today we are coming to you from Andrew's Restaurant right across the street from Florida's capital during Inauguration Day. Tallahassee is awash in politicos and people who played a part in electing the very cabinet members who are getting sworn in today. We are joined today by President and CEO of the Florida Retail Federation, Scott Shalley. The organization represents small and large retailers across Florida, hugely important to Florida's economy. Scott, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, I appreciate it.
We are also joined by our friend Brian Burgess, publisher of The Capitalist, amazing journalist in and of himself. Okay, so we're going to go straight to you, Scott. What are your members hoping to see out of this new cabinet, out of this new legislature?
Well, we're maybe 30 minutes into it right now, but we're super excited. We really like what we're hearing out of leadership. We like what we're hearing out of the governor. Our members are just all about fairness. We just want equity across the board. We want to be able to, we've been through some pretty transformative times in the last few years, and the retail industry has shown themselves to be incredibly resilient. Provided that there aren't unfair barriers in the way. So we'll be focused on reducing the commercial lease tax, which has been a priority of leadership for the last couple years, and we're hearing across the board that folks want to address that again. And the issue of e-fairness in terms of equitable application of sales tax for both brick and mortar purchases as well as online purchases. So those are big issues for us.
Well, Brad, as a reporter, what do you ask about questions about issues like that?
Well, it's like, first of all, you've got, you mentioned the tax thing, and it's been in the legislature a couple of different times. What's been the primary roadblock there?
Well, it really was a constitutional question that was resolved this summer with what was referred to as the Wayfair decision at the United States Supreme Court, which answered the question basically to say that no, you don't have to have a physical presence in a state in order for the state to collect sales tax. We would argue that current law actually requires the Department of Revenue to do so. They understandably feel like they need additional clarification from the legislature, and we'd like to see that happen. I think that it's only fair that your mom and pop store that's forced to collect sales tax is not placed at a disadvantage from a third party that's maybe in China or overseas. So it's a critical issue, it's a fairness issue, and it's one that we're getting positive feedback on. I'd like to see it move forward.
As a conservative, as a center-right journalist, I like lower taxes all around, so I'm a supporter.
Yeah. So red tax is another huge one for your members.
We're the only state in the nation that has a tax on commercial leases, and if we want to be friendly to economic development, we want to be friendly to small business. 91% of our retailers, we have 270,000 retailers in Florida, 91% of them have fewer than 10 employees. So a 5.8% additional tax on their operation when they're leasing space is significant, and it's something that we would like to see reduced.
I lease space, I pay that rent tax, I should be a member,
but
I know what you're talking about, and I'm just a small renter. Yeah. It's just a small impact on me, but there's others who pay significantly higher rent.
Well, you heard it here first. We're turning even members of the media into retailers for you, Scott.
There you go, absolutely, we'll take it.
Well, Scott, thank you for everything you do on behalf of Florida businesses, retailers, small and large. We appreciate you coming on FiTV. You guys are great partners. Brian, thanks so much for being an amazing co-host. And that's all the time we have for today's show. Before you go, make sure you hit us up on our social media. Thanks for tuning in to FiTV.